Hey everybody, I'm Rick Beato. On today's episode, we're going to talk about top-down composition. There's two different types of composition. There's top-down and bottom-up. Bottom-up composition would be starting with, let's say, a chord progression and writing the top line over it, or the melody. But top-down composition, I'm actually going to start with a melody line and write the harmonic progression to it. Now, I just purchased a new Spitfire Audio solo string sample library that I'm trying out for the first time. I've written a melody and I've harmonized it, and I want to talk about that today. Let's check it out. As I started with a bottom-up approach to this before I decided, I'm going to start with a melody. This is what I came up with. I'm going to open the solo string patch. This is what it looks like. I actually have 3 tracks because one of the string tracks, I'll just call it short, violin short. That'll cover all the bases here, short. This is for faster lines. This is actually just a really quick way to mock something up. So here, I'm going to solo the violin parts that I have so that you can hear them. I'm going to play it, and you'll hear my solo violin part. Here we go. So you may listen to that and say, what in the world are you going to write to that? So essentially what I did as I started building an accompaniment for it, it's almost like reverse engineering it. So it's like I have the solo first, and I'm going to put the chord changes behind it, okay? So I've opened up an instance of Abuan strings using their string ensemble patch, which is really great for this kind of thing, really great for basic mock-ups. I own the, as you can see here, the chamber strings. I own the Abuan too. I own a lot of different string libraries here. But this is a great one just for very fast work. I put it on a long articulation here, and what I'm doing is I'm actually harmonizing that melody. So I started by playing by ear to it and reacting to it, and then I went through and I changed a couple things. And let me play you what I came up with. I actually decided to start with the string orchestra. Here we go, listen. The idea to start with the strings was to set up where the violin comes in. So the violin begins A, D, A, and then F, G, C, D, G. So I have this G suspended sound, and I have this sound A, D, A. And I thought, okay, well, that's probably going to be, I'm thinking a B flat major 7 sound. Like this, with an open, a spread B flat major 7 chord. B flat, F, D, A. So I wanted to move into that B flat major 7 sound, but I actually wanted to start with the strings. So I decided to start with a C minor, or in C Dorian. So we start with a C minor triad, then we go to an F major. This is a C minor spread triad, then F major spread triad over C, and then I voice lead those 6. It sounds really big just with those 3-note voicings. Here's that little section. So the violin, then, after it goes down, and then we lead up into this higher register. So I'm going, because the sound that I have there on this G suspended, I have this C sus2 over a D sus4, which gives me an A flat Lydian sound, right? And then into an A minor 9 sound. Listen to it. Then we go into this Aeolian sound right here. Let's do it. Right there. And then I go from Aeolian down to a D Aeolian. And I have this flat 9 interval here. I could have a spread triad, so D, A, F. That would be a D minor spread triad, but I have the flat 6 there. And then I go up to the flat 7, and then I bring in the natural 6th. So I'm going from D Aeolian to D Dorian. Okay, check it out. So the violin enters starting on the lowest note of the violin, the G, C, and then G, C, D. So it's outlining a G sus chord. To reinforce that G sus arpeggio that's going on in the violin, I bring in G, C, okay, which is implying G suspended. And then I bring in, I just think that that's a really beautiful sound. And then I resolve that to, okay, so I have a little modal modulation going on there. Check it out. So the staccato violin part that happens there, I'm actually going to solo that part. Check it out. So I'm really outlining those chords, and here's the accompaniment part. Okay, so then I go to watch it on the keyboard here. So I have those stacked fourths going, and then we go to A flat, which gives me an A flat major 9 with a 6th, and then we get this sound that with the it's really a Phrygian sound. So I've got A, E, C, that's A minor, flat 6, flat 9. So it's listen to it. So the violin enters with open fifths starting on the lowest G, right? G, D, A, and then D, C, B. So that's the resolution right there. And then I bring in a little bit of bitonality, meaning triads over bass notes in the strings. Check it out. So we have a really interesting modal modulation. We start out with E flat over E, D flat over D, then B flat over C, then to open fourths, and then we go to a deep Phrygian sound, then to a, this could be really C altered, or it could be C Phrygian as well. So there's a modal modulation going on. Let's check it out again. Then to open fourths, then to this, then to. So after I leave the C Phrygian sound, I go to E6-9, and then I go to an E flat Mixolydian sound. I have this D flat Lydian triad in inversion over E flat and B flat. It's a really cool modulation there. So over this E flat Mixolydian sound, the violin is playing this. If you want to look at it this way, it's really soloing over the chord. We end on this C Aeolian sound that's like this. And then I bring in that ninth on the top, but this voicing is C, G, C, D, A flat, E flat, and then D on the top. That's a really, really strong C Aeolian sound. That's all for now. Please subscribe here to my Everything Music YouTube channel. If you're interested in my Beato book, go to my website at www.rickbeato.com. You can find it there. And become a member of the Beato Club. Go to my website, find out about it. It's our version of Patreon. If you believe in what I'm doing here, become a supporter. Thanks for watching.